So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what is Spellwork, how does it work, the 3 dangers in using it on a person, and finally, how you can use magic and Spellwork to attract the right soulmate. So Spellwork is a magical technique. It's a tool you can use in magic to create change. So what do we use? Well, there are 3 parts to Spellwork, right? We have the first part, which is your etheric energy, which is your life force energy. You have to build that up. And then we also use the realm of the imagination called the astral. And that is the matrix behind our reality. Now, it's not an energy like etheric energy. It's the realm of dreams, the realm of the other side, you could say. It's the realm of thought forms. Okay, so that's a key here. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about the dangers in a little while. Remember that key. Thought forms are in the astral, and that's a big part of Spellwork. Okay, the other part of Spellwork is the intent or feeling behind it, right? So if you have the wrong intent or a negative intent, then of course it's going to create a negative outcome. Now with that, with knowing those things, right, then you can create a spell. However, a big key to spell work is trance and banishing work. Trance and banishing work help to clear out blocks and to clear out energies that are messing with the outcome of the manifestation, right? So when you create a spell, you can use tools like candles and things to kind of put your energy and your thoughts and your intent into that. And then when you burn it, it's supposed to be, you know, burning it into the astral realm, right? So you really can do spell work in so many different ways. It really doesn't matter how you go about it, as long as you have the main 3 keys down to a science, meaning that you have developed a system where you know how to clear your energy, you know how to clear your thought forms, and you know how to have a strong willpower in creating change. You have to have a strong life force energy. That's why we do rituals. And you have to have a clear energy and a clear intent, a lot of focus, and also, you know, the ability to visualize or the ability to create in the astral, which is with thought forms. Okay, now we accidentally use thought forms all of the time to, in a way, create spells in our life. Everybody does, right? When you have like anger towards someone or, you know, strong emotion, because again, remember, feeling is a part of this. It creates that intent and the will with your energy. So when you have that, you're creating thought forms with people. So this brings us into those 3 dangers I was talking about. There's 3 major dangers in using spell work on a particular person. So what is a thought form, right? A thought form is it's a projection of a thought that it has attached to it like energy and emotion. So when you have a thought, like a very feeling-based thought, and you project that to someone, it does create a type of spell almost, right? So what it does is it's like a parasite. It's like a spiritual parasite where it can attack the person in a certain way, can make them feel certain things, or think, really is what it's about, right? Makes you think certain ways. So that's why some of us, we have these programs running where we have negative thoughts, and that's something we're big into in Magic, is getting rid of those negative programs, those negative thought forms, because those thought forms, they become a part of your energy, and they can come from the media, right? If you keep hearing something over and over again, or you keep thinking something over and over again, or if somebody else keeps saying something to you over and over again, or if the energy behind it is so strong and powerful and they say it one time, right, then it can really stick to you as well. It's something that kind of gets in your energy, and it's a form of a thought, meaning it's an energy thought, and it's with you, and it's, you know, thought forms are like, in a way, really they're like curses. That's what a thought form is in a way, okay, because usually thought forms are very feeling based, very emotional, usually pretty negative, you know, because they have this like feeling intent behind them, this energy behind them, right? When we feel something, we project it out. And that's really a big part of the thought form. So you got to be careful with thought forms, like thinking something, feeling something, and then projecting it onto other people, or even just having it within yourself. right? That's why we do all of the clearing and the banishing and even the trance work when we're doing spell work. Get rid of any of the bad thought forms and create new positive thought forms. And the reason we use tools like candles and stones, gemstones, like we have quartz and stuff here, the reason we use things like this is because it's a really important part of triggering the collective unconscious behind the scenes, part of the astral matrix. They're like keys, right? Little gates that help us to enter unconsciously into that energy, that frequency. Okay, but I'm not going to go too much into that today. But what I really want to go into is the 3 dangers and how to really actually do magic to attract the right soulmate. So the 3 dangers working with magic to, put a spell on somebody. The first reason that you shouldn't do spell work on a person is because it creates karma, right? That's the main underlying reason that you don't want to do this on someone, because if it's not already part of their will or their intent to like be with you, then you shouldn't, right? The first thing I want to say is you're creating negative cords of attachment. I talk about negative cords of attachment a lot in my program. I teach how to clear them, and wow, we have the most amazing results in there doing cord cutting. So cords though, negative cords of attachment, they can come from people just having energy, fighting and stuff like that, but it can also come from spell work, because if you're doing spell work on somebody and trying to change their will, trying to change their feelings or behaviors, their will, right, then you are in effect putting a curse on them and a curse on yourself. You're creating negative cords of attachment which kind of feed off of each other. You're creating these cords that really shouldn't be there. Negative cords of attachment are when one person's will is kind of being zapped by another person's will, or another person's life force energy is being zapped by another person's life force energy. Right? So a lot of times in relationship, everybody has different amounts of energy, different points of weakness. And when you have an energy that needs or wants someone, right, you're attaching to them a negative cord where you're kind of pulling their energy because you are weak in that area. So putting a spell on someone is a weakness, and it's creating a negative cord of attachment where you're pulling their life force energy into you. The second danger is that you are, like I was saying earlier, you are creating a negative thought form, spell, a curse, right? You're putting thought forms into another person's energy field. And when you put that thought form in, it can influence their thoughts, their feelings, their behaviors. It might not make them like be with you, but it might, depending on what that person has going on. But either way, whether it does or doesn't, you are creating a type of curse, thought form that shouldn't be there, which creates karma, which brings me to the third danger. The third danger is the big one. This is really about the butterfly effect. This is where you're creating a whole new karmic cycle. Congratulations. Do you really want to create a whole new karmic cycle with black magic? Because that's what this does. And if anybody thinks differently, I really don't care, but this is black magic when you are putting a spell on a person without them knowing and against their will. All right, so what you're doing in effect is you are creating new karma for them, for yourself, and everybody else around. Because now that you're putting a spell on this person, it's going to affect their relationships with other people. Maybe this person, they were about to get into a relationship with someone that they were supposed to be with, or that they were, karmically inclined to be with this person. And now you have, messed that up, or created some type of influence in it. And this is what people do to people in the media, celebrities, people that, everybody kind of wants. They create these like attachments of energy to people and influence their lives, and that is black magic. It's really a negative thing. And you're also creating negative karma for yourself, because now you've created this new, negative karmic cycle between you and this person, and then, all the people around you. So if you're supposed to meet this other person, right, and have this new thing happen with this new person, now you have this other attachment going on, this spell that's creating this like thing that's not even supposed to be there right now. So anyways, I'm completely against doing spells on people. unless someone, is requesting a spell just on themselves for health or something like that, where it's like a talisman or an amulet or sigil magic for yourself, to attract the right person is fine. Now, when I say right person, let's talk about that. When I say right person, I mean someone that will automatically be attracted to you based on, based on your true will, your spirit, and their spirit. So when you do magic to attract like a soulmate, the word soulmate gets thrown around a lot. It's really just a like vibration, to put it simple. I'm not going to go into it right now. But soulmates, you can say soulmate, somebody that is right for you at the time, right? You can attract someone like that by getting your energy up, clearing negative thought forms, and creating this expanded aura. You become more magnetic with an expanded aura, and that's what we work with in magic. Is we work with expanding and clearing our aura. Especially in white magic, even in gray magic, a lot of work in terms of, just clearing our energy and attracting the right things to us, meaning things that are better for us. So if you want to attract a right soulmate, as people would say, then you would want to do this in a general way. You would want to work on yourself, clear your energy, and then when you do a spell for it, right, you create this intent for it, then you would actually just do it in a general, like looking for, you could make a list, for instance. This is always a really good idea. Make a little list of some things that you think are really important for you in a relationship, an intimate relationship, romantic relationship. You might want to list a few things like they are at my level spiritually, or, they have a lot of the same interest as me. And I'm being a little general and vague, but you could list out a few things. You don't want to get crazy specific necessarily. You can, but it's good to kind of keep it a little bit open and then work on your energy field in doing magic. In fact, one thing that I always say to do is to do a lot of self-love affirmations. You can take some mala beads, and you can use mala beads to kind of just repeat affirmations over and over again. And that can really actually help you to attract somebody at a higher vibration. So when I say right, I mean better, right? So you might be attracting people that have some issues. And so as an astrologer, right, in your 7th house, you attract certain people that are the archetypes of your 7th house, right? The characters of your 7th house, meaning, they have like a very airy type of personality, meaning they are somebody that likes to go out and be social, or maybe they're very watery, they're very sensitive. And so you'll attract certain people that have those archetypes of your 7th house, those characteristics of your 7th house. Now, what you're attracting at what level of that 7th house, meaning people that are a low vibration, that are maybe they're very sensitive, but they're oversensitive and insecure and stuff, or they're at a high water level, which would mean, when I say water element level, I mean, like they are vibrating at a sensitive, compassionate level, and they're not real needy or anything like that. So what you're attracting at what level is what is unconsciously in you. It can be thought forms, it could be negative cords of attachment going on, you could have blocks, energy blocks, you could also have something going on karmically, right? So that's why we do the clearing that we do, and we do the expansion work. Now you can start attracting people that are of a higher vibration when you're at a higher vibration. That's all about the law of attraction. All of this mixes up, right? With law of attraction, magic, it all, is the same thing. We're talking about energy. We're talking about the astral realm behind the scenes. We're talking about all of the same things, okay? But if you want to attract the right person, I would highly recommend you do some type of work on yourself in order to get your vibration up to attract somebody at a higher level, if that's what you're looking for. You can also use spell work and magic to improve your relationships, but only do it in a very general positive regard. Don't try to manipulate another person's will, their behaviors or anything with it. You can request, you can work with the archangels, and we do a lot of that work in my program, where you work with the archangels and you request that they help you to improve things and stuff, and you wouldn't believe the changes you see in place. But one thing that people are resistant to is like losing, right? So losing a person, going through heartbreak and grief and everything. And so they'll stay attached to things and try to hold on. And that's not a good idea with magic. That's not a good idea in general. You want to let things flow, let things go. And that's just a big part of magic, a big part of meditation work and tantra is just clearing, letting go, getting yourself into a higher vibration so that you're feeling better, you're feeling more clear, and then you're attracting better people when you are doing spell work and magic. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you'd like to join me in my community, it's on brandyjoy.com. You're welcome to join us anytime right now. We do have it open for everyone. You can try it for a few bucks a month starting out. And it's really, I try to keep it very inexpensive so that everyone can join and everyone can kind of, learn and evolve together. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.